and I'm sure he does know what to do when Luis Suarez is there, when Messi's there.
Sure.
Another thing is if it comes natural to him. But he's got quality when he's got the ball, certainly.
He needs to play closer to Luis Suarez. And actually let Messi be Messi. Play closer to Luis Suarez. Let Suarez be the Giroud of France. When he plays off Giroud, we see the best Griezmann, or when he was Atletico Madrid with the strikers he played with. And probably leave the left flank to Jordi Alba. He's going to be there attacking, giving the width and depth. And to see the real Griezmann, he needs to play with Suarez. And I'm sure that probably tonight we will see this, because when we've seen glimpses of him being back at his best was against Eibar, when he played really close to him. We saw that interaction with Luis and Messi against Dortmund as well in the Champions League.
For Barcelona, they've left the door open. And has the horse left the stable? Trying to play catch-up to Real Madrid atop the table. For the team that they face, one of the most historic in Spanish football history, but a team that has had its problems against the Catalan Giants. Something's got to give. Barcelona and Athletic Club. Round 31 of La Liga is next.
Discover what's possible for summer at Lowe's.
Motorcycle riders love the open road, and Geico loves helping riders get to where they're going. So to help even more, Geico is giving new and current customers a 15% credit on their motorcycle policies with the Geico Give Back. And because we're committed for the long haul, the credit lasts your full policy term. The Geico Give Back, helping riders focus on the road ahead.
Right now, love is everywhere.
possible for summer at Lowe's.
It is round 31 as La Liga drops in at the Camp Nou. Barcelona has dropped to second place, but they are back in the friendly confines where they are still unbeaten. Meanwhile, just 2 wins on the season for Athletic, looking for a third today. BN Express, write it down on WhatsApp. Drop us a note, 305-713-8273, and we'll share your comments and questions to the world. Bill Shane, Ray Hudson, and you. Stay with us for the next 2 hours as these two giants go toe-to-toe.
If there were one party for all of history's creators and pioneers, without question, that party would be thrown by the father of tequila. Cuervo Tradicional since 1795. The father of tequila.
Fubo TV has all the channels you love for half the cost of cable. Entertainment for the whole family. Breaking news and live sports. You can record and watch anywhere. Try free at FuboTV.com.
People don't want to talk about it, so I share it. Song by song, the dark and the light, the struggle and the joy with my mental health. What's your mission? Use GoDaddy to help make it happen.
The fighting spirit is one we all share. Amanda Nunes wears hers with pride. From standing up for herself against the doubters, to being the only woman in her MMA training gym. Amanda refused to let stereotypes get in her way, whether inside the octagon or out. Since 1925, we've proved that it doesn't matter where you come from. It matters what you're made of. Modelo, the official beer of UFC.
Hi, I'm Mariano Rivera. I've been using Boss Revolution since my minor league days to call my family back home. Now, I trust Boss to send them money to. Thanks to low fees and amazing exchange rates, my family get more money super fast. You can help your family too, especially now when they need it most.
Download the Boss Revolution Money app to send money worldwide and to help your family. Your first transaction is free.
If there were one party for all of history's creators and pioneers, without question, that party would be thrown by the father of tequila. Cuervo Tradicional since 1795. The father of tequila.
Madre mía.
Looking into the president's box as the palco relatively empty. They do have some social distancing going on right now. Barcelona, though, would have liked to keep Real Madrid a little more distant than they are. Take a look at where things stand in match day 31. Real Madrid at home against Mallorca, the newly promoted side that is battling to avoid the drop. Barcelona taking an Athletic club that is still top 10. Bill Shane alongside Ray Hudson. Glad you guys have joined us. And Ray, this is a tricky one. Athletic have struggled against Barcelona in the past, but you know that they have a battle inside of them. And you know what? I'm not sure Barcelona is ready for a battle.
Well, we will see, said the blind man. And this team comes out here today with serious question marks in front of their home crowd, or rather their home cameraman. And it will be a test for Quique Setién. Do not underestimate this club, Athletic Club, the Lions. This is one of the truly unique clubs in all of world football. They base it on their people. They base it on the local community that produces phenomenal players. There's a lot of big players missing for Athletic Club here today, Phil, but do not underestimate them, because I believe Garitano is sending out this team full of young legs, full of energy and high pressing capability, unquestionably. You're going to need it. Barcelona on the other side, they need a response from the trio up front. And Arta, how much is he going to answer the critics and the concern about him leaving the club? He'll have King Arturo Vidal on the other side of Sergi Busquets. There's a lot of intrigue in the lineup. This is a game that has been always thoroughly entertaining. There's revenge on the menu with that Athletic Club win in the reverse match at San Mamés, where it was a fabulous glancing header by Inaki Williams. Sadly, the Duchy is out of the reckoning. De Jong a little bit paid off as well at the medical staff of Barcelona. Maybe you can get into that a little bit later. Ansu Fati upstairs with the mask on, of course. And Jordi Alba, of course, always available to make that outlet for the great Lionel. But you're right, Phil. There's no question. This Lions team comes into this game with their eyes firmly fixed on the European spot as well. They're missing some big players. Inigo Martinez is a surprise exclusion for me. The biggest ever signing for the Lions in their history. He's rested. That's a big, big move. They usually play with 3 at the back. It looks like they'll probably go with 4 in the middle and 5 in front of them. So it'll be a challenge for Barcelona to break down the Lions as the great Aritz looks on.
He is going to be calling it quits at the end. And right now, in many ways, just there for verbal support. What a story that would be. Remember what he did in the reverse fixture. Maybe one of the goals of the season, Ray.
Oh, it was a stupefyingly magnificent strike, wasn't it? In celebration, I thought he was going to jump out of the stadium. I know I would have if I'd scored a goal like that against anybody, but to beat Barcelona
He was hoping to hold on until the cup final against Real Sociedad, Ray, but you know as a player, when your body says it's time, it's time. The doctor had been telling him for a while, the body finally agreed. There. Barcelona showing its support for its former coach, Juan Carlos Unzué. Again, as Messi pointed out, the real world has intruded on this world of football. And he was wondering whether it would ever be the same. Lou Gehrig's disease, the debilitating illness that Juan Carlos Unzué is facing right now. There's the starting lineup. Talked about the changes for Athletic Bilbao. Really, it's those 2 in front of Busquets, Artur and Arturo. And that's pretty much it. That was one of the questions about Quique Setien. You take a look at what Zidane has done. You take a look at what Garitano is doing today. There seems to be a lot heavier rotation. And that could cause problems for Barcelona down the stretch as they complete this 11-match marathon. Vidal and Nunez anchoring. As you mentioned, Inigo Martinez not out there. And it is Iñaki Williams, the 26-year-old, carrying the load.
Certainly capable of it, Phil. He's a wonderful, wonderful footballer. And an emerging superstar, is his release clause indicated. 135 million to get Inaki. He's worth it.
Seconds away, just awaiting the whistle. Jesus Gil Manzano looking over to the near side. One last check, it appears. We'll be awaiting the return from break by commercial television in Spain, but Garitano pacing at the edge of the area as Hill keeps this one on a simmer. And now we are ready. Whistle from Hill. The ball rolling for the Lions of San Mamés Athletic Club in their white and red. From the right to the left, the Blaugrana of Barca, with Messi pulling that one towards Semedo, moving from left to right. Phil Shane and Ray Hudson with you as Barcelona coming off of a draw against Sevilla where they could not find the net. Now will they be able to re-find the lead, Ray?
Well, the shake-up in the lineup as well is reliant on the elder statesman in Arturo Vidal, and he'll be a welcome addition to bring a lot of resolve and grit, but he's capable of really picking a beautiful pass and getting into the box and creating all sorts of danger. And I think the Barcelona fans will want to see a much more aggressive, quicker pace about Barcelona's football. They were not impressive against Sevilla. Despite that result, Phil, at 1-1, it's still questioning about the Setien effect. And that's always up for debate with the Barcelona coach as these players start to get more and more mature. And what a task on any manager that comes in to alter what Mother Nature and Father Time is taking effect on this Barcelona team. They look a little languid in their football.
Is it just the birth certificates? I mean, you take a look, and let's set the stage in a moment as the youngster Oyan Sanset pushing it wide towards Williams. To give you an idea, Athletic Bilbao, only 2 players over 30 in the starting 11 here today. Barcelona has 6. Players 28 and older, Barcelona with 8 of them in their starting 11. 27 or younger, most of the time significantly younger. Athletic Bilbao, 9 of their starting 11. So you were right in the pregame. Garitano is going for young legs, but is it just the gray beards that are causing Barcelona problems?
Well, it's not. It's been, the acquisition of a number of players over the last 2-3 seasons that have not been good buys, and it's truly catching up with them now. There's a lot of players that have hugely disappointed, unquestionably, for Barca, and everybody knows it. But they're still right there in this race to secure their 3rd consecutive crown. So something in the oven is right. But it's usually Messi that makes everything smell better.
They still could be up for a double, although no treble, because the Basque Giants jumped into the cup final. Ball nodded back, laid into the middle, back post, diving Ter Stegen, a dangerous ball from Unai Lopez, and Barcelona fortunate.
And there's another example, everybody talking about the lack of players that Garitano has rested, saving his supposed first team. Look at this Unai Lopez ball. That is absolutely world-class delivery. A 24-year-old, another one from the belt of production in Bilbao, a youth product, and they're quality players, Phil. Look
got something as Griezmann pokes it past DeMarcos, swings it in for Vidal, goes through the legs. Now it's to Messi, cuts back to his passing foot. Alba drops. Messi draws 3 defenders and can't find an opening. Sneaks it in for Griezmann. Wide for Alba. Back heel try by Luis Suarez. The rebound and a diving header by Unai Nunez pushes it wide.
Athletic Club just absolutely left in acid, right, left, and centre. Fabulous football from Barcelona. Barca Lego, everything falling into place and snapping together beautifully. This was wonderful football. Leo keeps it alive. Antoine takes
deflected. Barca gets it right back. After an early flurry by Athletic, it's been all Barcelona for the last
That last
year.
flurry for Barcelona, Phil, started with King Arturo Vidal. I thought he was going to take it on because it had a wonderful little pocket of space that he was going to be able to attack and maybe have a pop-in goal, but he saw Leo free. And I was just about to criticize him then, and then the pieces started falling into place. So
Artur, you believe some of the reports, a deal's already been worked? More financial than talent at the moment as Barca tries to clear 70 million off the decks. Longley and Iñaki had a handout. Pjanic in, Artur out. We were talking about it earlier today, Ray. There's so much into that as we watch Yedai put his head in the way.
Wonderful.
I mean, it's not just Artur and Pjanic. It's not even just the money. In some ways, it could be a show of confidence in Ricky Puig that he could step in. So who knows what's going to happen?
Well, is being the way of Barcelona in the past, the La Masia pipeline, of course, but it's shown signs of drying up. And then Ansu Fati comes along. It's not so quick with the criticism. That farmhouse is still producing a good ball.
Out wide, curling ball to Marcos, cut out by Piqué. There's Garitano.
Been struggling on the travels this season, Phil. Just 2 wins from 15 away fixtures. Similar to Barcelona in many ways. Barcelona imperious at home. This record in La Liga. You can still call this place home, which is up for debate, but unquestionably a beautiful night here in the Catalan capital. And beautiful football on this lead up, 3 against 1, and it means nothing to Leo.
Outlet ball for Iñaki, and he's going up against Piqué, who has an angle. Semedo scrambles back to help. Williams. That ball's in the middle. He might have been able to turn the corner.
Good approach play by Athletic Club, who had 2 lanes of 5 basically lined up along that 18-yard box, and then with those youthful, zestful legs that they have, they can fold this space up very quickly. It's going to be a test on the counter for Barcelona, but Athletic Club certainly capable of building up their own manner and style of play on a more modest approach to goal. So the amount of new boys coming in, Sanchez, as you just mentioned, Phil, and Cordoba. Again, both Spanish under-21 internationals. It's quality.
Garitano has given players like Sanchez a chance. This is 11th game, although just his 5th start. But this, by far, the biggest.
A lot to like the way that Barcelona has started, though, here today. This is better by Barca.
Weaves, chips, but at 6'4", 6'5", Simon's not going to have a problem. Last time out, away from home, a 2-2 draw against Eibar. Prior to the stoppage, Athletic had won just its 2nd road game at Valladolid.
Oh, look at this. Wonderful slow motion replay there of Messi, allowing the ball to come to the outside of his foot and literally reading the player's movement in front of him. Not a scoop over the ball, rather than just a little, I don't know what it is, like a little fold of the ball. Amazing.
Meanwhile, Ray, that record at home, as Messi challenges, actually maybe a bit deceiving. 14 wins, 1 draw, no defeats, but that one draw came against Real Madrid, and it gave the Merengues the tiebreaker, and it could cost Barcelona the title.
Well, you can pick it all you like, Phil, with the individual game. You go back to that game against Athletic Club back in February. That was a very debatable, hard-fought game where I remember Antoine Griezmann had a glorious opportunity to grab the winner, and De Jong had a penalty kick denied that looked, well, as if it was...
Vidal stripped. Kept alive, Sunset. Rolls it wide. Blast into the back of Alba it was. The long-range shot by Balenciaga, but he couldn't get the spin.
And they're coming out of the long grass nicely, aren't they? Despite the fact that some people thought that this would be a comfortable win. Barcelona have definitely upped the ante from the last 3 games for me. In the early going, and Arturo Vidal, it's hardly put a foot wrong here. Nicely involved. They're playing like they're earning the right to win and to build on a lead, but they've got to crack this so far impervious dam of 2 lanes of 5 in front of them. They keep putting it.
Stealing it away. Vesca a little lazy, trying to chip it in. Suarez. Arthur towards himself, but Riray again throws his body in front. Sunset draws a double team, threads it wide, in for Williams. Williams against Piqué, low to the near post, but he can't get it to curl enough.
There's that jackrabbit counter-attack I was warning you about. He's picked out to perfection. Pixel-perfect perfection here. Lovely lead ball for him, and Piqué's got him straight for straight, and he just wasn't able to accelerate that little bit further. It would have taken a cracking hit to beat ter Stegen from that angle. That's the thing with this counter-attack of Athletic Club, Phil. They isolate Inaki Williams so much. This is almost impossible. That's good cover from Piqué, actually, but there's really nobody quick enough in support of him. Even the young legs of Sanchez and Cordoba are just left in the distance. So it's going to be a one-man wrecking crew up front. Wonderful Inaki Williams, over 180-odd games now for Inaki, Phil. 26-year-old, started out in Baskonia, the farm team, of course. And as I said, 135 million euros on a release clause now for him. Nicely. That's magic from Griezmann.
Bounds and ball in for Simon.
Yeah, he's saying his apologies, but maybe, just maybe, he should have given it back to the Frenchman. Beautiful ball over the top. Lovely dummy. And there's that passage opening up to the left side of Suarez for Antoine Griezmann to receive it back. Tremendous run by Griezmann, and a good understanding there by him in the number 9 again.
Messi to his left. Further back to his right, but it frees Suarez. Tees, strikes, and whips it wide.
Well, he curses down death heaven with his bootless cries, and he's got a right to. It's just ring rust. It's magic by Messi. He puts his ceramic brakes on and stops on a dime. It's a great chance for Luis Suarez. This one, not too suavecito. The angles well wide. Great move again by Barcelona. fitness. I wish I looked that fit. But he's still searching for that real scalpel edge about him. And there's another example. Great movement, great positioning.
Quarter hour in. There's the website. There's the Twitter handles. We'd love to hear from you. Simon has taken over the top spot in goal in that Athletic Bilbao pipeline. Keparise Malaga, the one. Iago Herrerin was supposed to be the veteran. However, he got hurt, and that opened the door. Well, chipped down the line, reaching out, try and keep alive Liquet, and he will get the throw in. Of course, Alex Ramiro was next up. Yeah.
Athletic know how to sell their players as well. You talk about Arif Balaga, Phil Kepa. At Chelsea for 80 million. Might get him back.
Alex
He's got
Ramiro.
a good one in goal here today, and Unai Simon as well.
And Ramiro saw that 70, 75 million and wanted a raise. They said no because we have Unai Simon.
Right.
And he's taken over the top spot. And you know what? If he goes down, they even have another one behind in Joaquin Akecha, who's maybe the best of the bunch.
Amazing what this club does. This goalkeeper here, 6'4", good product, obviously. Even on his opening day, came away with a clean sheet.
Real Madrid, one of the teams is keeping an eye. Does kind of remind like a taller Iker Casillas. But it's going to take a lot, as you pointed out. I mean, with all the money that they have from their sales of him and Laporte, they haven't really been able to spend it because they do limit it on that Basque connection. They do have Kenan Kodro, who has a Bosnian passport, but that's because his dad Mejo used to play for Real Sociedad, which is when Kodro was born. So occasionally there'll be someone from the French side. And Williams, a story in his own. His parents escaped from Africa into Malaysia and then moved to Bilbao, where he was born. Ghana, Liberia, Spain, all of them want a touch of Iñaki Williams. Here he is trying to get past Longley. Griezmann back in defense.
Samuel Umtiti back fit as well, but Ike Setien staying with the French international in the form of Langley rather than his countryman.
Unai smashes the header to the 20-year-old midfielder who pirouettes his way around Busquets only to be fouled. Looking good.
Good ball.
Help left and right, but 5 defenders in. Back for Suarez, who can't quite get there.
Link-up play. Arturo Vidal, the ex-Colo-Colo man, having a sparkler.
Some thought that he might be on the move. Inter Milan, supposedly a destination, as Barca tries to chip away at that asking price for Lautaro Martinez.
He's so accustomed to the big clubs coming calling, though, Phil, isn't he, Arturo Vidal? I mean, from these early days at Colo-Colo, Bayer Leverkusen, then Juventus, and Bayern Munich, Barcelona. A pretty high quality. Certainly a foul. That's one way to stop it running. This one was a wonderful ball with them. Verstegen just doing enough to palm it away. That fabulous pass played in by Nunes.
Talk about Bayer Leverkusen. I remember you and me calling games when he was playing alongside Toni Kroos there. What a team that was. And then, as you said, Juventus, Bayern, Barcelona. Not a bad resume. cross smashed away by Yarai as he turned past Piqué, but couldn't get it past Ter Stegen.
Again, this looks obvious, but I tell you what, Phil, this is good coaching. This is wonderful setup. The diamond ball again from Garitano's men, leading and an onrushing tsunami of red and white shirts barreling in towards Ter Stegen. Beat the train at that station, you're going to punch the ticket home. Remember that goal that Inaki Williams scored against Barcelona for that winner is very, very similar to that last play. They're going to go to that well regularly.
It is a bit warm for Spanish standards. Temperature about 76, 77 degrees at kickoff. Mention the age, mention also the fact that now we're about a third of the way into this stretch run of sprints. Nice idea by Griezmann, but Yarai again on the spot.
And the ball needed to be fed into that cow's field behind the defender, though, Phil. A lot of criticism coming on by Griezmann's way, but man, he makes those elusive runs, and it's part of the frustration when you're watching these runs. We're not talking about going direct all the time. We know it's Barcelona's manner of the tiki-taka, but he is making some wonderful runs. Again, see if he gets served anything.
This little flick sunset. Williams has it. Trying to hold his run. Inigo Cordoba into the middle. It's Leque to the goal line. Back for Iñaki. But the ball poked free by Busquets.
Inigo Leque, absolutely top class here. When we see it again, it's still not away. But Leque was sunset. Magical.
Long lay again.
What a run. And he's asking Gerard Piqué if he wants to break dance there. Put him on his backside and kept on going. Look out.
Burst of speed, but not enough. Suarez does get there. Back for Vidal, and it's just poked free by Mikel Vesca. End to end.
Now Vesca just taking it out of the way of Antoine Griezmann, who was waiting, lurking. Seesaw football here. But full credit to Athletic Club. Was it in it? I'm sure it was Leque on that wonderful run. Here, Leo tries to get his angle right, and he basically does. There's a wonderful ball. Now look at this. This is wonderful composure by Inigo Leque. He's recognizing the big man's going down, so he drips honey on every touch. Then he's still got the wherewithal to look up, pick a spot, and that is a bad miss by Inaki.
I think Busquets got a touch just at the last moment. We'll take another look. This match brought to you in part by Geico. But to give you an idea how close it's been, Busquets having to scramble in the box to make it difficult. Tomato through Vidal, back for Busquets.
Both teams having really gilt-edged opportunities. This easily could be 2-2 on the scoreline. Just the lack of sharpness finishing. You know, the midfield players can get their rhythm back. The defenders can, more often than not, adjust themselves in these strange circumstances. But up front, that sharpness is very elusive to find, and so it's proven tonight for Barcelona and Athletic Club.
Busquets sneaks it. Messi strikes it. Blocked by Unai Nunez.
Wonderful disguise by Sergi Busquets here, changing his mind midstream, where look as he was going to pull the trigger and finds Leo. Just squirts away from him.
Lifted again. Suarez settles, turns, takes it wide, back to the spot on a diving header, puts it out for the corner.
And wonderful invention from Sergi Busquets. Great control, rainbow pass, beautiful pot of gold in terms of his control, but the angle shut down, and again full concentration by Unai Nunez to bottle him up. Cracking
Play
game.
By Oscar. Here comes Messi. Iñaki back in defense, but Messi looking for an opening. Poked into the middle. Get up, get up, get up, says Unai Lopez.
Good run again by Jordi Alba, expecting that one from Leo, but he thought he could just nip it past Garay.
Behind the run of Messi. Stripped away Busquets.
Oh, magic. Well, there's a big counter-attack going on there, but Busquets puts the cork in that bottle.
Across comes Arthur, but Semedo had pinched in. Athletic lets it run out.
Poor ball by Arthur. The right run made by Nelsinho Semedo, but overhit.
Setien frustrated, Ray. I think some of the fans are frustrated with him.
Got a lot. Well, Phil, it's always going to be the way. You want to go down that rabbit hole. So long, and they admire it in other clubs. Phil Callis, Puyol, Paolo Maldini, they were the award recipients of the One Club Man. It's just nice, and we can do with a bit of niceness
nowadays. Absolutely. Sadiq Gaza asking us through BN Express on WhatsApp, who do you think is going to win La Liga? And Ray, you and I were talking about it earlier, how vital those drop points against Sevilla could prove.
I still think Atletico Madrid's got a chance. How about them apples?
Well, you know what? They're in third place right now, finding ways to win.
Well, to answer the lad's question, it's Real Madrid who's got their neck in front as they've turned the clubhouse stretch and down to the wire they come. It's going to be wonderful to watch on the run-in and see.
Athletic has caused some recent headaches for Barcelona, but at the Nou Camp, it's been a fortress. A few draws through the years, but you have to go all the way back to 2001 since the last Athletic victory. A yellow card as Iñaki Williams frustrating the defense.
Something about the way Garitano draws his team up against Piqué's men as well, Phil, and it's so applaudable. We know there's so many missing starters in parentheses, that Athletic Club are missing here today. And the youthfulness, that zest is starting to produce real energy and worries for Barcelona. They've kept clean sheets in the last 3 matches against Barcelona throughout all the competition, so they come in with that sort of confidence, despite the kids being strewn across in the red and white shirts.
Lopez presses it in. Artur trying to head it away. And they'll bleed the clock a bit as Cordova leaves it on the ground. Valenciaga getting set to put this one back. Presses it around. Cordova gets there. Piqué with a blind clearance in the middle. Just enough to deny Unai Lopez. Suarez. Alba. Busquets for Messi with Semedo in his entourage. Whips it in. Uri again. Back for Messi. Through Uri. Oh, swept away at the last moment.
Again, Busquets knows what he's capable of. He knows he's going to be marked. So he dishes this one up. Rainbow style for Leo. And there's his usual 3-man cover. Again, Garitano spelling it out of the red and white shirts. Every time the 10 gets the ball, we want triple coverage. It's worked every time so far.
Post. Made it clear, Iñaki. Left by Artur. Messi for Busquets. 3 ready to charge. Messi tees it up, but again, Unai Simon was ready. Lay getting caught in a tangle. Back. Semedo, maybe the only man on the pitch that has the speed to keep up with Williams. And he gets the job done. Arturo from Artur.
Leo's gyroscope just a little bit off. His angle of legs, I didn't see anything there that's totally intentional. Arms around his shoulders, that's intentional. So
quit being a stickler for the rules, Raymond.
Right. Certain clubs get those calls, not mentioning any names, of course.
You're talking about live time or on video? Ball stripped back the other way through Unai. Out wide for Oscar. Those days of the glory at Old Trafford long gone. Now a 31-year-old defender.
Play.
Piqué just pulls the pass off the boot of Iñaki.
Well, reminiscing nicely there from that DeMarcus team, of course, back when they wiped the floor with Manchester United, home and away, their quest for a European title, and it was a phenomenal side. And he's still around.
10 minutes remain. I mentioned you have to go back to 2001 for the last Athletic Bilbao victory here. Ray, that was the days of Rivaldo and Kluivert, who teamed up on the goal back when Carlos Reixac, the man who signed Messi, was the manager. Out wide. Back into the middle for Alba. Messi. The ball glued to the Argentine's boot. Inside for Suarez, but I'm not sure he saw it. Did not cross the goal line.
I think he sees it all day long, Phil. He's a little bit leaden-footed there for me, Suarez. It's a nice inviting ball from Messi. Maybe from the angle we're looking at, it might have been beyond Leo Suarez anyhow.
Here's where things stand. It would be back in front, but it would be even more vulnerability if Barcelona can't get the win here today, as Real Madrid could take the lead outright against relegation-threatened Mallorca. Again, that chance for Athletic Barcelona's leaving the door open with Williams. Esca. Up steps Oscar.
Look at this, from the isolated Naki Williams, now they've got 5 players in advanced positions. That comes back to that youthful energy, Phil. And then the experience will be coming in the second half. It's a good play again.
Just
great tackle.
Inigo Leque unable to keep it under control. Strong step up. Maybe a little too strong, but Barca holds on.
The poor ball by Griezmann. Sergio Busquets made it a good one.
Semedo. Vidal spots the run, can't get it there. Playing it square for Artur. Again, Artur seeming like to the manner born. Good cut in by DeMarcos to steal it away.
Bad ball again from Jordi Alba for Suarez.
Williams wide, Leque pulls it back. We talked about the setup from Garitano, the willingness to throw the youth in there. A tangle at midfield, and they're going to call the foul against Williams. But back in the days of Ernesto Valverde, before Barcelona, when he was lifting Athletic Bilbao towards the top of the table, he kind of favored the older ones, the veterans, go with the leadership. But Garitano seems a little bit more open-minded. Away from Artur. By the way, the man in charge of Athletic on that day in 2001, the legendary Jupp Heynckes. Back in the glory days, Ismael Ursais scored early. Rivaldo would equalize, and then 10 minutes from time, Santi Esquero, who later would go on to play for Barcelona, his first goal of the season was enough for the 2-1 win. And that was nearly 2 decades ago.
Yeah, best managers they had as well was the ex-Barcelona manager, of course, Ernesto Valverde. Bielsa. Bielsa was the man who pulled that, for me, the best athletic club team that I've ever seen.
And offside position, Luis Suarez. Bielsa was able to do his, I guess really what you're supposed to do as a manager. You take what you're given and you make something better out of it. And Bielsa does everywhere.
If he made it or demanded it, Phil, he squeezed so much juice out of that team, of that Athletic Club that season. They were absolutely scintillating. But that's too much of the young lads, and man down.
Saw Raul Garcia in the stands. You also saw Aritz Aduriz, who's not on the roster anymore. No one wants to tell him he's not allowed in the stadium, though. After everything he's done for this club. What a story that would have been, Ray, to close out his career against Real Sociedad in the Cup final. But it wasn't to be.
Well, it still holds the record for the oldest goal scorer in La Liga. 38 years old. Fabulous footballer.
Tomato. Balenciaga forces him back. Messi in the middle.
Switches on.
They're taking the scenic route, though. Back for Messi. Bumped. Cordoba pinching over. Semedo through. Suarez can't get there.
And great run this time by Lewis. Has he been called offside? Yep. Nice intended pass. Wasn't pixel perfect. Messi asks him. Yeah. Certainly offside. Yeah. Passing in that last questioning ball for Barcelona, it's been a little bit lacking, even from Leo.
Another foul. Leque.
Busquets has been the main locksmith so far. Griezmann started to fade in the last 25 minutes as well, must be said. Looking that left position now.
3 minutes left in regulation. Will there be a goal? Scoreless against Sevilla. Now scoreless against Athletic halfway through.
They've been rattling the latch though, Phil. They've been able to get behind and through this red and white mesh at times. Best chances coming on earlier in the game. Right, more insightful type of finish.
Getting close to 150 minutes without a goal. Might not seem like much, but this is Barcelona. Haven't scored since Messi's penalty against Leganés.
Nicely.
Suarez, I think that Vidal trying to find Messi but couldn't.
Lovely give and go.
Looking for a handball, but no one seemed to see it.
There.
You could hear the screams. Suarez howling at the moon as he thought he had an opening. Cross for Messi. Alba runs. Messi takes it himself and sends it into the virtual stands.
Took a picture of the Jordi Alba run. Thought he might not be able to squeeze it through towards that dead ball line. And again, takes a pot shot and again the frustration showing. What they like a little bit more quicker, sharper, better movement from him for my money than the Sevilla game, but same result. This Lions team, Phil, still live in real hope as they look at the locker room. It'll be a happy one. It's job done by Garitano and his young pups.
At the very least, frustrating the Catalans. Maybe a little unfortunate not to be on the board already themselves. Well, Ray, you can already see the headlines if this holds. There will be Quique Setien on the hot seat, in the bullseye, whatever you want to say. Skips through, but no chance on the other end. How much of this is Setien's fault, if you will, and how much is it the 11 players on the field?
How long you got?
We might actually have about another hour.
Listen, there's a grim reality that's setting in with this Barcelona club. They're short on cash. They've got a lot of older players that are at the very edge of the plateau of their career in many ways. And it's going to take a lot of readjusting, whoever is at the steering wheel, Phil.
Messi trying to change it single-handedly. Sneaks for Suarez, back for Messi, and he runs into a buzzsaw at the top of the 18.
Beautiful run, runs into a traffic. It's really converging on him when he's got time and space, and when he has none, there's still those three players that are reading his passes. I mean, this is drilled into Garitano's men. It wasn't a bad give and go by Suarez and Leo there. Just a touch away again from being elusive and away from his last defender.
el Athletic ir a algo más, pero está haciendo un buen trabajo, está bien parado.
Today, what does Barca have to do, Ray? Is there an easy answer?
Well, you hand out compliments to Artur, Phil. I'm not so sure that I would be in that corner, to be honest. To be quite frank, I don't think he's had too much of an involved game, and he's certainly not created anything. Arturo Vidal, on the other hand, has been involved, but maybe Rakitic or Ricky Puig might come in for Arthur. He's looked a little lacking. Griezmann was fizzy in the early going as well. Is it certainly time for Fati to stretch out this Atletico team? Suarez was at the feeding, the receiving end of some good service early on, but has looked rusty and blunt with his finishing. And the service from out wide as well for Barcelona, I think, has been very questionable. Nelson Semedo in particular, or for Dani Alves, I think the Barcelona fans will be thinking of. But the intensity from that early start faded. Full credit to Athletic Club, because their youngsters have done an absolutely yeoman's job. Yeah, raised eyebrows all right from the World Cup winner. And we'll see how, if he'll be needed. It doesn't look as if he will. Umtiti,
he might be.
Yeah, I think this lad will be in all right. And maybe just what the doctor ordered, Phil.
While we look at the substitutes loosening up, the same starting 11 for both teams. Barcelona in the Blaugrana. Now moving from the right, defending to the left is Athletic Bilbao. Take a look at some of the statistics from that first half. Phil Shane alongside Ray Hudson, and 7 shots for Barcelona, just 1 on target. 5 chances for Athletic, none on frame, but they did have their opportunities. 70% possession, but still scoreless. Ter Stegen.
I agree. I think they did create a number of good opportunities with fine football. Athletic Club certainly got a few dog leashes around Lionel Messi, and hasn't been much freedom for him. I think it's been a wonderfully entertaining game for me in that first half. There was some smashing football from both teams. It's right on the old knife edge.
Something you pointed out earlier with Athletic's performance against Barcelona. Out that far flank for Semedo, but he can't sneak it past Jedi, who gets his uniform dirty yet again. Tightening the laces, Jesus Gil.
Talking about the pre-game, Antoine Griezmann, he didn't answer the bugle. It's a harsh criticism, but Suarez has certainly got to refine his groove, because the chances have been there, Phil. The opportunities have been made by Antoine Griezmann and Messi for Leo. It's a harsh criticism, and it's tough because we all know he's still coming back from that bad injury, but he's the man.
Gotta go back to the start of this season and think about where things went. It was the opening match at the San Mamés, pulled away by Griezmann, flying in to challenge Cordoba.
Well played.
Piqué stepping
nicely.
up.
Good football.
Arthur dishes wide for Alba. That one was also a scoreless draw till late. Poor ball in, and Oscar pinching in to clear. At least it was until Aritz Aduri stepped in off the bench, and with his first touch scored one of the goals of the year. An 89th minute game winner, 1-0. And Ray, if Athletic can find a way to sneak this one out, you'd have to go all the way back to 1987-88 when Howard Kendall was the boss, since they last swept. Oh, touched by Unai, cleared near side, and up by Lequay. 2-man break. Almost, but again Piqué.
unlucky for Antoine Griezmann, searching for that dagger ball for Suarez. And again, as you said, Phil, beautifully cut out by this impressive Athletic Club defence.
And also cut out by Piqué, or Iñaki Williams would have been chasing the rabbit. Far side, Semedo getting around Cordoba, but forced wide. Something else to consider, something you pointed out at the very beginning, 6 30-year-olds in the lineup for Barca, 2 for Athletic, 8 players over 28 for Barca, 9 players under 27 for the Basque side. So the legs should be with the visitors. Artur scoops, but Semedo had already taken off and has to let it go. You think he's rattled by the transfer talk?
Who knows? It's not been a good season for him. Remember when he first arrived from Gremio, he was so impressive. So he was one of those players that started to look to the manner born and fit right in. And it's taken a strange detour lately. Questionably, still a tremendous footballer, Phil, but wrong.
Off balance, but on target. Nunez launches it back across midfield.
Asking about Arthur being distracted. I tell you what, where Pjanic has been playing for Juventus, the man I was brought to this team would think would be a very nice addition. A lot of years between them, but certainly Pjanic is still a tremendous footballer. What we thought about
the age
Jovic as well before he went to Real Madrid. So sometimes just doesn't work out.
On to his right foot, long for Iñaki. Up steps Longley. Nunez battling, as does Unai Lopez. A meeting of Unais. Semedo comes over. Balenciaga got a poor first touch, and it could pay off. Piqué, though, again, 33 years of age, but he knows the angles. Vidal caresses.
The outlet ball from Longley.
Jordi Alba. Suarez finds a pocket, but it runs away and cleared away.
Carries it away, doesn't he? Wasn't even looking towards Antoine.
Back for
Nice
Alba.
play.
Heel
Beautiful.
flick. Vidal forces his way through Cordoba. Semedo for Messi. Messi! He pushes it through that back line, but then can't get past Balenciaga. He's saying it was touched. The guys in the yellow shirts didn't see it.
Yeah, and every time we lock in on Messi in any angle, in any area, see the 3 red and white shirts around him. Like it's on a constant loop. Frustrating game for Ike Setien to watch as his team keep on probing and slick passing moving forward. But just when you think they're going to make that last elusive telling ball or that last elusive touch past that last defender, run into a cul-de-sac.
2001, the last victory here.
No question, Phil, that Ansu Fati is just on a time clock before he enters.
when you talk about La Masia, some of it is chemistry, going back to Pep, growing up in the system. Ball will spin and stay in. Uri getting to the inside, but Semedo gets it back. A poor pass. Outlet by Unai. Won by Messi. Griezmann into Big Simon, and Barca denied.
Tremendous goalkeeping here from the 6'4" man, and Antoine maybe should have done better, unquestionably, but it's great goalkeeping. He's been trying to finesse it past him. Thought he might have done better just by striking at the target, especially when the goalkeeper 6'4" coming at you like a giraffe, but he's only got a quick half second to make his mind up, and it was well saved. Ricky Puig. A fabulous ball, lovely control. You see, there's no time for him to pick a spot. I always like to go low in those situations, but not a World Cup winner.
Messi caresses. Griezmann a late start, though. You would imagine Arthur coming out?
Yes. For me.
See, the one thing, just take it a look. No one has more passes than Arthur. No one has more key passes than Arthur, but I guess no telling passes, the ones that would create a chance, and that's something that Ricky Puig has done off the bench since Barca started playing again. And he is one of those homegrown players. Fati young, so sometimes it is that youthful vigor, but it's also the Barcelona way. And Ray, to start today, Barcelona just 4 players from La Masia. Athletic Bilbao, 8 players out of their farm system in the starting 11. No comment to the manager as he makes his way out.
Oh, good effort, but very little to show with his inventiveness. Very industrious, but really looked as if maybe you were right, Phil. His head's somewhere else now.
And you talk about industrious. That's why they have the likes of an Ivan Rakitic or an Arturo Vidal. Now 2 more changes. And I bet you Garitano would love to be able to call down Aduriz, but he can't, so they'll have to settle for Iko Munayin.
Oh, that's not bad, is it? Youngest ever player to score a goal for Athletic Club, youngest ever to make an appearance for Athletic Club. This wonderful number 10, you will see, captain of his club. I remember seeing him when we were doing those commentaries back when this lad with the beard now was only 16-year-old, Phil. A wonderful footballer, embodiment of everything that Athletic Club stands for. Skillful, tenacious, heart as big as a lion.
2 players on their way out, taking the slow trek. Looks like it's Unai Lopez, one of them. Fireworks outside Camp Nou. That's just on the other side of that stadium wall. As you said, he couldn't even dream of a beard back when he started. Nani Garcia, the other player to check in. Garcia coming up through the Sociedad system and really broke out with Eibar. Came in a couple of seasons ago to Athletic. Slotting in at that left side, but another playmaker with a velvet glove. They give him a chance to send Williams off to the races. He'll probably hit the bullseye. As things stand, there would be a 1-point lead over Real Madrid, who have a very winnable game against Mallorca to come. Check out beInSports.com for more. This win would lift Athletic up to 9th, or this draw would, and in striking distance of a Europa League spot. Longley threads it through for Vidal, back for Puig. Busquets, Messi, second effort.
Good play.
Griezmann wide. Alba, the quay over. Griezmann caresses. Puig looks. Leaves it for Busquets. Back in behind the run of Puig. Vidal wins it off the clearance. Messi at the top of the 18, but he can't get it past Uri again.
And wonderful play by Ricky Puig. Instant dividends being paid here with the sharpness and quickness of his feet in his decision making. Instant flow in his replacement for the ex-Gremio man, Artur.
It's a little dangerous for Busquets, who's already carrying a caution from the first half. Nothing vicious necessarily on the step, but then barking at the ref. Some people were thinking all of these athletic B players out there were to try and keep the starters fresh for their next game. Well, those fresh legs might actually be good enough to come away with a point.
Absolutely. I don't think it was anything to do with the looking down the road. I think it was a case of setting up a good game plan against this Barcelona team, and it worked like a charm first half. So congratulations, Garicano. See if he can hold on to this point, and certainly they're looking as if they're more than capable of striking gold against Ter Stegen.
There's 2 road wins in nearly, actually more than a year now. Bringing it back to the earlier foul. Half hour to go. Uri has been a yeoman.
Yeah.
There, the foul by Dani Garcia. Fireworks continuing outside the stadium. I guess you could say even with 8 shots, Barcelona's been shooting duds inside. Longley again with that threaded pass. Suarez needed a couple of touches to bring it under control, but he will get the foul and they will get a card.
Unai Nunez, it comes in a little bit recklessly here. 23-year-old Spanish international already. I don't think there's anything totally intentional. Lewis tries to keep this one alive. There's a step in, a turn of it, and well, probably a foul. Had a fine game, Phil. Accolades to our athletic club, Nunez.
As you can see, right about 30 yards out from goal. Messi lifts, back post run. Vidal can't settle, and it's out for the goal kick.
Take a look at the covering here. I think it's Mikel Vesca that keeps his focus locked. And this nice delivery from Leo. And Vesca sticking with Arturo Vidal impressively.
Guys, Ray. Getting set for more changes, and in some ways you could say Barcelona lucky that Athletic is a bit banged up. Yuri Berchiche, the former PSG man, suspended. Benyat and Ibai both out injured. Mati getting a little advice. Put out by Alba, back in for Piqué. Naeem's legs churning to get over. Shields dishes. Alba through. Spanks it for Vidal. Wide for Semedo. Balenciaga over. Messi in the middle. Second touch through. The return pass poked away, and that's going to carry. Barca will get a corner out of this. And Rakitic also set to come in. First player out is going to be Busquets, and Rakitic will likely slide into that gap. Maybe the fact they think fouls might be needed and he already has a caution, but also to preserve the 31-year-old midfielder's legs. And the other player out, Antoine Griezmann. And Ansu Fati is in. The substitute many Barca fans are thinking is a game too late. A little bump, Piqué. Kept alive, Suarez headed by Fati, and his first touch just sails high.
No Asensio day for him, and it was really on a golden altar for him. A beautiful ball played in this. Suarezcito with this beautiful pass. Rises like a young salmon out of a fresh summer stream again, but just cannot keep it down. What a first touch. Good being. Played.
Almost, but cut out. Simon, nothing fancy about it, but Longley was ready. Puig scrambling to get over, but can't. Yet I didn't hear the footsteps as Messi comes back to win it. Puig wins it right back away from Dani Garcia. Messi across, but his pass too far.
Not just that Ricky Puig, he didn't get there, as you just said, Phil, but he got there in the vicinity of the player and pressurized him, and his teammates mopped up after him. It's been impressive since the kid got in.
Alba swept off the boot of Suarez. Puig again off the chest, said the referee. And yet makes the air inside the ball ache. Iñaki begging for it. The pass to Sunset, but he wasn't expecting it on that shoulder. Frustration.
What I was expecting, Phil, is Iñaki Williams to be looking for that little bit more of an angle from his captain. Real good yin and yang between them two.
It's Balenciaga. Off to Iker. Vidal in a battle to win it back. Quickly by Rakitic. Messi eating up ground. Through for Suarez. Messi back, but the path wasn't there.
An open man with young Ricky Puig there, waiting for the kiss off from Leo. Didn't get it. They're available constantly. His actual distribution has been almost impeccable.
Semedo.
The time he's been on.
Puig.
Again. And
the foul will go against Barcelona here as Yedai pays the price.
Leo straight over, recognizes something pretty serious here. Take a look. Rikic goes in. Nothing there, but then Leo comes in, gets the follow through, just a stamp on the ankle. Big fine.
Looks like Williams' day is done. Two players about to check in. Ander Campa, the former Eibar man, and a beard that would make Sergio Ramos blush. The 22-year-old Villalibre. Imagine what happens when he gets through puberty. Asier Villalibre, another part of Lezama. So Leque and Williams are done. And Garitano's jokers are on the deck.
Well, again, discount the youngsters and the quality in those young legs. This is another Spanish Youth International, another youth product that comes in wearing the 25 shirt for Athletic Club.
Ball rolled back by Campa. Conserve a good ball. Hard-nosed right back. Hangs it high, but Ter Stegen pulls it out. Now the other point might be, let's see who drops back. It looks like Campa might be dropping to right back, which could give... Oh, they will leave him wide, so maybe it's even more cover, but Campa and Oscar De Marcos on this right flank.
Yeah, it's good cover against danger men of Barcelona. Maybe Athletic Club try to stop this fire. Ansu Fati and this youngster. Great ball. Magic pass.
Vidal for Suarez. Fati got tangled. Far side Semedo. Can't get it over Uri Alvarez. And again poke free. Rakitic wide. Messi curls. Through Munayin. Back post. Vidal, but instead of going to goal, sends it across. Finds Messi in the 18. And he runs into a wall named Dani Garcia. Falls through, though! And a golden goal! The wall finally falls, and it's Ivan Rakitic to the rescue.
Rakitic is the thunder at the end of this little snap, crackle, pop. There's nothing. Garitano's man can come here and a little unlucky. The ball falls beautifully, and the Croatian international spanks it home with authority. It's a beautiful, sharp as vinegar finish. And here's a little bit of good fortune right there. It just comes and ricochets off Uri Alvarez, who's had a great game. Falls to Ivan Rakitic. And Ivan the Terrible emerges as a possible game winner. Lovely touch with his left foot onto his favoured right. And big Unai Simon comes out and spreads himself. But the Spider-Man this time, Simon, cannot stop this wonderful ratcheted home by Rakitic.
Ivan the Wonderful, his first goal of the season, and what a time for it. Now for Athletic. This is the one thing with young players. Can they get their spines stiffened again?
So many times we've seen instances like that for this Barcelona team throughout this game, where that last final, where it goes into the like a bagatelle area, that it hasn't been falling their way, and they kept on at it and got a, no question, a flutter of Lady Luck's big blaugrana eyelashes there. Not with the finish, but just on the setup. The element of good fortune. This kid's been absolutely wonderful. Ole!
Messi. Vidal out wide. Deflection on Balenciaga. Oscar. Alba gets the clearance. Rakitic for Messi. To his right. Knits back to his left. Suarez dances, shoots, deflected by Unai and over the bar.
Great play by Messi, and this is the best of Suarez. He does everything right. Gets pinged in from Leo. One touch here on the run. 2 touches inside of a half a yard. And then a wonderful ratchet home. But Unai Nunez, who's been spectacular for Athletic Club, doing his job again.
From the corner, launched into the middle. Piqué challenging. Vidal now at the post. No foul off DeMarcos. Another corner. Fourth of the game to go along with their 10 shots. Make it 5. Rakitic with an in-swinger. To the near post. Diving header. And a panicked clearance by Dani Garcia into touch. And substitutes again. One left in the pocket for Garitano. Oh, it's the cooling break. A chance to catch their breath on this balmy night in Barcelona.
There it is. Messi just gets that block there. Again, he's got no way through. But of all people, Phil, that's football, isn't it? Uri Alvarez, as it comes back here, just lets it squirt away. It doesn't let it squirt away, but he's been tower of strength at the back. And it's him that is seeing the Camp Nou sky lit up, and it's because of Ivan the Terrible.
WhatsApp questions, of course, feel free. Drop us a line to Be It Express. Janendra wanting to know if you think selling Arthur is a bad idea. You said lots of nice things about Milan Pjanic, and this is a guy that had a ton of potential, a ton of talent. But what we've seen when he's at his best, I'm wondering whether it's an improvement at all. Is there anything more than just building up the bank balance to make that big money buy, Ray?
Well, who knows with this board, Phil. But one thing we do know is that Pjanic comes in with wonderful skill set. Arthur has flattered to deceive in his short time here at Barcelona. Unquestionably quality player. You don't wear the Brazilian national team shirt nearly 24 times without having a lot in your locker. But I think it would, if Pjanic does come here, I for one say it's a good move. But I tell you what, Ricky Puig will be knocking on the boss's door saying, hey, what about me?
Frankie de Jong, anyone?
He's absolutely been wonderful, this kid. Again, not put a foot wrong. He's decorating this football pitch with his poise and his forthright passing. It's always a positive look that he takes. There's nothing crab-like about him. He ain't going sideways until it's necessary, Ricky. Very positive-minded youngster and great quick eyes. That links to that whole set of feet he's got downstairs. Diminutive, but beautifully balanced little player.
Something he shares with Ansu Fati, that drive forward.
Well, remember when he started making his cameo debut appearances, Phil, Ricky, it was Iniesta and Xavi that were coming out saying, this is a gem that we have here. A true gem.
Something you mentioned earlier that
despite the fact that they're looking all over the world for new acquisitions, the likes of Pjanic, and sometimes you have to look too far away from home to find the happiness, as Lassiter was at ours said.
From Alba goes back as Raul Garcia 3 iconic clubs on his resume, from Osasuna, his native Navarre, to Atletico Madrid and back, and then now on to Athletic Bilbao. Longley thought about it, instead retreats, and it's Ter Stegen to get it out of danger. Semedo to the hero, Ivan Rakitic. Back for Semedo from Vidal. They're daring him. Suarez finds an opening. Splits the gap for Fati. Ansu Fati to his right. Back for Ricky. Nice ball, Suarez. They're finding their rhythm here.
Oh, so this kid on the ball. Little cerebral dictator.
Messi. 10 minutes remain. Messi drives it, and just wide of the post.
And that sort of night for Leo, usually got the angles down better than Archimedes. Once he gets it in here, strings out the Bilbao defenders like a string of laundry, and then he usually turns it with incredible whip and dip, curve. Unai Nunez had that post nicely covered.
Cross midfield. Rakitic can't hold. Nice little flick by Vesca. Will it hold? Just across into touch. Well, they're in the lead, but not comfortably so. And even so, because of their only blemish at home, the one draw in 15 matches, it came against Real Madrid, which gives them the tiebreaker. Dani Garcia held.
Some defending to be done here, some serious defending, because athletic clubs certainly have got the targets, big targets to find if the quality is right, and some brave lions will be flooding onto this one. A great position. The flight of the ball should be able to be timed over this distance, so serious lock and load defending needed here by Piqué and the boys in the back.
Into the middle. Piqué there again to deny Unai Nunez. Dani Garcia, Raul Garcia with the missed touch. Messi stripped though. In for Muniain. Wide for Villalibre. The big man cuts, but can't get inside. Drives again. And Muniain holds on. Wide for Balenciaga. Blocked by Vidal. Vesca off Rakitic. Corner kick upcoming. You talked about the danger in the air. As good as Piqué is, as good as Longley is, over the years, Raul Garcia has had his share of chances. Not exactly the nicest of throws. But they never call that anymore. Driven low. Matti looks like he got a touch. Just spanks to midfield. It's a foot race. Good positioning. Oscar de Marcos, the last man back. Driven to Kappa. The return off the give and go. Alba staying back. Fati leaning in. Garcia takes a tumble. Athletic making Barcelona sweat. Garcia slotting in between the two center backs. Get up, get up. And they will try. Kappa, nice settle. Brings it to his left. Plays it in. Munayin with Vidal scrambling back in time. Valenciaga again. Into the middle. Ter Stegen swings and misses, but the ball sails through.
So often, one of the greatest line goalkeepers in the world, but so often, when he comes for situations like this, he's caught out a little bit. He's between the devil and a deep blue sea, and it's neither a shave or a haircut for Ter Stegen. Completely stranded. If it meets the target, he is beaten all ends up, and it just grazes by Garcia.
Little lean. Officials say no. Garitano argues to no avail.
That might have been a replay of him watching that missed opportunity, Phil, because it certainly was that. It was put it down to a clear miss, but Danny Garcia, you expect him to capitalize on that.
Good look at Ricky Poch. And one of the keys is notice that point of the arrow, if you will. He'll run around in the midfield and then towards goal. Martin Braithwaite in. The man from Leganés launched right into championship glory. And his first touch finds Messi. Vidal. Back for Semedo. 5 minutes remain in regulation. Stretches the defense, but the ball doesn't come. There's Puig.
Arturo Vidal not leading him there. It was a beautiful run by Braithwaite. After good football to keep it alive. Hit that space behind the back line beautifully. What a pass. Again, you can look at your heat maps all day long. You ain't going to find that type of pass into Messi from Ricky Puig, as we see Leo take a tumble on any of that type of format. Unfortunately, you just have to trust your eyes and recognize the kid's got in and he's absolutely taken this game and altered it, Phil. Nothing less.
Messi from about 35 drives it in low into the chest of Garcia. Villalibre chasing down Longley and all the way back to safety. Well, we've seen Griezmann exit frustrated. We've seen Suarez exit frustrated. And that one goal in the last 2 games, all that Barcelona could muster, maybe that's one of the reasons they're trying to build their bank account. Little touch inside, but too soft. Nunez. Villalibre can't bring it down. Piqué maybe gassed, reaching in where groin pulls tend to live. Umtiti up. They still do have 1 sub left. Now, it might be considered brave and heroic, but if Athletic Club can get a breakaway and go right at Piqué, it might seem foolish. Giray tries to. Vidal sweeps it wide. Semedo starting a race. Giray
nicely weighted, overlap, invited.
Back for Puig. Again, handed the steering wheel even by Messi. Jordi Alba. Fati splits. harassed, but into the area. Top of the 18, Messi with the cannon that blasts wide left.
It's a rapier rather than a cannon. He tries to steer this one. This is not a full blasted goal, but it's the wonderful squirrel on a telephone wire run by Fati. Beautiful, waiting for the right pass, and Leo emerges out of the fog and just cannot get his angle right because it was deflected. It might have been a goal.
Ball in from Puig, header wide by Piqué. Could still get up in the air, but couldn't put it on frame. Unai Simon tracks it down to try and get it back in play. This looks like it could be an assist, Ray. It might have just touched off Alvarez. If they do give it to Messi, it would be, what, 15 to go along with his Pichichi leading goal count. Nodded on Garcia, but again too wide.
Wonderful flash of Ansu Fati's ability there that we saw, Phil. Not the fact that he beat so many players on that run, but the fact that he recognized there'll be a better opportunity coming along, rather than trying to just take a blind hit at goal from a tough angle as he was running square, and if not away from the goal. But again, waiting for Messi to arrive, and he did. Some argy-bargy going on down there between Piqué and Garitano.
90 minutes reached, 1 goal scored, 5 minutes left to play.
The question will be for Piqué Setien in the next game, Phil. Does he let the kids stay in the movie?
And not just the one kid.
Right.
Nice by Semedo, but now what? Finds Messi, a little stop and start. Raul Garcia trying to stay with him. Got away from Arturo Vidal, and maybe one chance for Athletic. Vesca denied as Rakitic throws his body on the tracks. And a yellow card against the Croatian.
Like a good sliding tackle to me at first, but he just doesn't get enough of the ball on the follow through with that left leg. Probably a foul.
Ripped in, glancing ball off the head of Nunez, but no.
Had a good game, Nunez. 1 cap for España. Ikan Munaim, 2 caps for the Spanish national team.
Boggles the mind. But then you think about the guys that he was competing against.
Yeah.
Ansu, you could hear the scream from the sideline. By the way, 5 shots. That was the first of the second half by Athletic. Vidal pleading innocence, but Vesca catching a face full of mohawk. 3 minutes remain. More than the face. Sails and carries.
Oh, so close. This scoreline stays the same, Phil, from getting out of this lion's den. Pardon the pun. With a well-earned point. There was precious little in between the two teams for a big chunk of the game. Seriously think Ricky Puig, everybody probably banging the drum for Ansu Fati to come in, but it was Ricky that certainly set a different tone, different energy at the midfield. what I love about him, Phil, it's not just his passes and his movement, it's the runs that he makes after the involvement that he's taken part in.
Messi to the inside. Let's take a look here.
Oh,
passes near side for Fati. Fati into the 18. Puig is in the middle if he can find him. But a nice tackle by, I think, Garcia to deny. Long ball for Villalibre, but again, Piqué had the angle. Into the middle. Athletic throwing bodies forward, but Rakitic spins away. Puig, 3 defenders around, and he sneaks it through for Vidal.
Beautiful. Leads to this.
Alba keeps it in. Sends it across. On the volley. Doorstep denied by Simon. And Fati can't force it through. Brilliant on both teams. Final minute. Messi. Braithwaite. Fati. Could just take it to the corner. Could just bring it back. Put the 3 points in their pocket. Puig to Messi. They want more. Messi almost looked like prison bars with all of those red and white stripes between him and goal. And he will get one chance.
Could have used the kid, though. If I can be critical of the great number 10. Arturo Vidal, beautiful ball, onside all day. Jordi Alba racing it down. One touch to control, second one to pick out his beautiful pass. Arturo Vidal awakens his sleeping sword of war. That's a great save. The second one's even better to deny Ansu.
Final play of the game, most likely. Can Lionel Messi